Hello my friends and welcome to episode 9 of the Generalissimus campaign. And so I actually played this mission a load on my wife's PC just because I wanted to sort of practice and play around and dig into the detail of the game a little bit more, because after the last battle, not that the last battle went badly or anything, but I just felt like I could do so much better. And I had a few realizations about a number of things, which I'm going to go into some detail about now. So, let's start with... So I'm going to shutter one of my anti-aircraft guns. And the reason why is... all anti-aircraft gun does a lot of the time is deter the enemy from attacking you. Unless, you know, you've got anti-air veteran, then it can actually get some kills. And I just figured that if you just put the double support hero on the anti-aircraft gun, then it's as good as 2 anti-aircraft guns. And we're in a very tight space here. So, this is one of these maps where basically you win this tight space battle as quickly as possible. And then you just push down into a mostly... I wouldn't say empty, but there's a lot less resistance down here, so you can just push in. So, the question is, what do you do with your spare core slots that you've generated after doing that? And there's a lot that we could do. Now might be a good time to get a 3rd fighter. Now might also be a good time to start strengthening up some of these units to give them a bit more bite. So there are a number of things that we can do or get away with. And that's actually a pretty hard decision to make. So I think what I will do is I'll just run another fighter. They're cheap, they're useful, and you're always under pressure from enemy aircraft, so why not, right? So there's a suggestion here that you use this to push in here. So one thing that I learned was small rivers don't stop supply. So if you thought that you could just, you know, put a unit here and put a unit here and then encircle the whole lot of this, think again, because they actually get supply through the river. So you actually need like a unit here, and you need a unit here, and here, and here to actually encircle this. Now, you might be able to pull it off with paratroopers, funnily enough, but I don't have any paratroopers. That would totally involve totally changing my infantry loadout. I would have to buy paratroopers, and lots of them, and I wouldn't say that they are cheap. So, what am I going to do? It's pretty simple. I'm just going to smash them with my artillery. So what we'll do is we'll line up the artillery. I'm going to undeploy this boat pirate from this position, because this is, you know, this is an extra difficulty to deal with, and we can deal with it later, but I'm actually not going to bother dealing with that straight away. I will keep the boat pirate here though. I like calling them boat pirates. Brooklyn Pioneers. Right, back to deployment. In fact, for now, I don't even need them on the front line. They've got 2 movements, so I can get them in position from actually a rearward. Okay, anti-aircraft gun. And the main trick, of course, is going to be to just sit here behind the river and bomb them into paste before I push over. Seems pretty simple. I don't feel like we should be at a huge rush in this mission. This artillery is actually quite short-ranged, if I remember correctly. It's only got a range of 2, so it's actually kind of useless. I don't know where to stick the old second set of boat pirates. I guess I'll just leave them there, they should be safe. Okay, so this is the deployment I'm going for. It's going to be cloudy on the next day, that's not good. But, oh well, we'll live. As long as it doesn't rain. So, the funny part here is, these dudes in the city here, they actually start with only 4 entrenchment, and they start entrenching over time. So, another thing that I learned is, certain units have a level of entrenchment that you can never get rid of. So engineers in cities, or infantry in cities, will always have at least 4 entrenchment. And you can't get rid of it. Now, obviously we want to hit the anti-aircraft gun here so it can't provide any support. You'll see that a lot of units around here are actually vulnerable to being strafed. And what I can do is I can move this infantry here and the enemy will not attack it because it's, you know, there's so much artillery support here that attacking it would be complete suicide, so they won't attack it. I don't know if there's anything I really want to do with a strat bomber. Attacking here would actually expose it. 3 range. He's actually in range to hit that tank. I can just push this tank out of the way, it's not a problem. They don't have boat pirates, so they can't get over the river. So this is my opportunity to just literally put my boot in for free without them being able to really do anything about me. I do have a spare fighter, so I can just move in here. Obviously, next turn, whatever aircraft the enemy have are going to come flying at me. I moved it in such a way that it's protected by a fighter. So there's plenty to hit here, but there's plenty to attack. We don't have to do anything special here, we just need to wait. Unfortunately, the cloudy day is going to ruin a few things. Nice. That was a good exchange. Okay, he went after the anti-aircraft gun. So, because it's cloudy now, I can't actually shoot this down. I don't think I can shoot that down either. Actually, I've got 3 fighters, so I might be able to shoot it down. Ah, let me select the fighter. Jesus. Nope, I can't shoot him down. Might as well weaken their fighter plane. Okay. I've taken like 1 casualty. 2 casualties. Not bad. So of course it's cloudy, so I've got half power aircraft. Very annoying. So my boat pirates can move here. If this tank dies, I can get across the river. And that is precisely what I want. In order to accomplish that, I'm going to have to use this, I guess. Nice, okay. Go, go, gadget boat pirate. That's a hard target, isn't it? That's fine. I don't care if my boat pirates take huge damage, because I mean... their lives are cheap. Sad to say. Do I have something to soften this blow with here? Mwaha, it's cloudy, so no one can hit anybody. That works both ways, I guess. Probably should have done this first, but you know. We're in. Unfortunately, that tank is quite tough. Move this one across, move this one across, move this one down, move this one down. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just slowly creating the encirclement. That's actually not bad. -1, -3. That really starts to take that piece off the board, as it were. I'll just move this here to protect. Maybe I can push this boy. Yes, yes, good. Surrender! We have taken so few losses in this opening phase of this mission. Just really careful planning on my part. You know, at this difficulty level, you can't really afford to play blind. I'd never played this mission before, so I've got the game installed upstairs on my wife's PC and obviously down here in the studio. So last night, I couldn't really sleep, so I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning faffing around on this mission. This is actually the best it's ever gone. So far. Which is nice. That infantry is going to be a total pain in the ass. This infantry here in the swamp. Even though they're in the swamp and they're supposed to be vulnerable in the swamp, they're honestly not that vulnerable. I could move the artillery here and deploy it. If I do that though, I'd better be prepared to defend it. That means I need either a tank or a recon in a position to defend it. Alright, I actually wouldn't take any damage for doing that. Nice. I'd love to move in now, but I can't. This tank is the main issue. I'm not concerned about it doing massive damage to me or anything. But, you know, it's got plenty of places where it can strike me. So I am not really cleared to push forward with my artilleries. Even though, of course, they've not moved, so they could potentially move and set up. You know, actually, I could set up here. And I think I will. So if I put the scout car here, and then set up the artillery here. Now these guys will not move because they are holding a critical location. So that means that the only thing the tank can do is move. It can't move here because we are zone of controlling this space and this space here as well. We're zone of controlling these spaces, so it can't move there. If it were a scout car, it could, but it's a tank, so it can't. That means the only place it could realistically go is here. And even then, I don't think it can go there because we're zone of controlling this spot. So I think we've actually got the guy on lockdown. Which is always pleasing. Alright, I don't think I've got anything left to do. except to advance my anti-aircraft gun so it continues to be an all-encompassing defender of my people. Lol. Okay. Oh, I see why. It's not the most expensive unit to reinforce, though. This is actually a brand new recon car that I just recently bought, and it has hardly any EXP, so I can actually just reinforce it effectively for free. Well, cheaply. No need for elite heroes to protect basically no experience points. Right. Killing time. Steamroller. Full steamroller ahead. Infantry is just always the biggest pain in the ass to deal with. I will note that the enemy aircraft have jetted off back to their airstrips and not come to fight me. Out of range. Out of range. You can often chase them down, but evidently I cannot chase them down. Okay, this is my city busting plane. -1, -5, okay. Send in a fighter. Make short work of that. -1, -6 is actually pretty good for me. The question is as to whether I want to provide additional support or not by pushing this artillery forward. Actually, I feel like that's a good idea, so I'm going to do it. Alright. Steamroll them. Choo choo. Ha 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 ha! The slaughter train's got no brakes. And they didn't attack this recon car because, as I previously suggested, it was a very unpalatable meal. What have I got here? Fighters, right? This dive bomber is actually probably the only thing that I have that will be effective against this armor. Oh yeah. I'm afraid that this armor would be relentlessly effective against my units, so let's... Oh, I can get a suppression. Nice. Okay, my fighter can stay there and provide screening. Oh, would you believe I actually have a movement available here? Go gadget recon. 7 for 1. I guess that's acceptable losses, right? No way for me to improve that. Nice. Ruined. Okay, if I position you here, I don't know if there's some way that I can provide protection for all of my units with the artillery piece. These counter both soft and hard, whereas obviously the main battery counters hard and artillery. Still, we're only 3 turns in, and we've really brutally cleaned up here. The 2 units here, we could just theoretically we could just ignore them. I mean, obviously there's 75 prestige there for taking that little town, but you might lose 75 prestige fighting the units, so the real question here is, do I want to push in and do a 1-for-1 here? And I think the answer to that is yes. Because he's only going to get around to attacking me next turn, isn't he? So let's nip that in the butt. I forgot to assign this guy a... I should have assigned him a transport. No trouble. He's actually in a supply hex, so pretty easy to actually assign him a transport. Okay. I think the enemy might be in the process of repairing their aircraft right now, which is annoying. Shame this tank hasn't got a little bit more movement. I could send it flying across the map, since we got an overrun with it. Sure, why not? We'll move them across next turn, and we'll set up for the next river crossing as required. Okay, I'm happy. Come get me. Oh yeah. Yeah, they repaired it alright. Ooh, not in range of my flak there, but that's kind of dumb. They went for the friggin' boat pirates. They're like literally the cheapest unit in the game. Is there any other kind of pirates than boat pirates? I like to imagine it's full of seasoned veterans and cripples. Get out of my sky. Get out of my sky, you pest. And you're next. Wait a minute, I just used the 12 strength fighter instead of the... Ugh. Oh well, that's fine. I mixed up my fighters here. Not a big deal. That's two of the wretched things crashed. Might as well. I actually have no other shot to take. What is down here? Enemy infantry, okay. No problem. Well, since the enemy fighter wing is basically totally in tatters, I guess we can start carpet bombing the first of our two major objectives here. That's the thing about the AI, is you know what they've got when it comes to aircraft because they use them. They never hold any back. If you're in range, they're attacking you. It's as simple as that. Alright, I could steamroller that for one casualty. Okay, artillery in a forward position. This is another unit which I forgot to buy transports for, and I should probably get transports for. As it stands, I guess it'll be fine. We'll push across the river shortly. Okay, we're set up to cross the river. From my practice, I know that there is not much down here, so such as foreknowledge is forearmed and all that. Three and -1. I don't think I need to push in there just yet, so. Okay. I think we're done for now. I could have taken that out and then pushed in and taken that out too, but this does not feel like something I need to be doing, so. Oh, it's back. Ah, the damaged fighter cannot actually make the kill. Okay, there goes the anti-tank gun. Huh, I can shoot or I can protect, but I can't do both. Okay, let's go. Should be fine. These guys are a zone of controlling this area. Screw it, I'm gonna get stuck in. Ah, out of range, and by one tile. If I'd have deployed it a little bit closer in the runway. Okay, I gotta deal with this because it's blocking my way forward, and then I'll have to divert some artillery to help me push here because this is just a mess of fortifications and hatred. Oh, nice. Too suppressed to fight back. My favorite kind of suppression. Right, cool. Just converted them into a total non-threat. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I got a movement of 8. Okay. Looks good. I've got one crippled fighter. I suppose I'll position him here. Okay, so I've got to blitz this, I've got to blitz this. Well, more like I've got to siege them to death. I need to claim this airfield. That will give me air coverage in the lower area. And there's one town down here I need to deal with at some point as well. I don't even know why I did that. I could have used that to push this. Oh well, whatever. Let's see what the AI does. Oof. Oh, nice. You got nothing. Alright, my new fighter is totally crippled. That's okay. He's served his purpose. Hell, when I green reinforce it, it might even have some experience points left, but certainly no point in wasting veteran EXP for that. It's gonna rain next turn. That's not good for me. I guess now is my opportunity to put the boot into what is left of the French Air Force, which I presume is just these 2 aircraft now. And that we're now in range of this airport. And we're going to push around here so I can set up a containment. It's going to take some effort to bust a hole in this defense here. Okay, these are all things I'm going to have to think about next time. But so far, looking really good. The rain is going to be a pain, but I guess we'll have to live on that one. It's so funny to me that there's actually a highlighted territory over here. I guess you could take it with a scout car. There's nothing there. I mean, nothing there apart from, you know, a giant wall of fortifications, but, you know, we're on the wrong side of them, so... that would certainly be very entertaining. Okay, that's it for now. 45 minutes already, my god, time flies. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.